Hey guys and girls, Board now back with you, and on this video I will be making 5 predictions for the final episodes of Ozark. So Ozark Season 4 Part 2, the final 7 episodes will drop tomorrow on Netflix. So as we build up to it, I've completed my reviews up to now, so I'm up to date on the show. So I just posted my episode 7 review from season 4, so you can check that out now, and I'm bang up to date and I'm ready for the final 7 episodes of Ozark. It's very exciting. We ended on one hell of a cliffhanger at the midway point of the season. It's very unpredictable, very hard to tell just where things will end. Now, I will say this video, I will make 5 predictions and some big character predictions, but I'm not going to predict how things will pan out exactly or how they might end exactly. Just then I will talk a bit about some of my feelings and how things could work out for certain characters, things that could happen during these final 7 episodes. So first of all, first prediction concerns Ruth Landmore, who's very much in the spotlight after what happened to Wyatt and Darlene, obviously especially Wyatt from her point of view. So she's gone on a rampage, she's gone looking for blood with Javi, looking for vengeance, which obviously puts everything up in the air. You can really see it splitting the loyalty, splitting between Wendy and Marty. Marty has a lot more of a closer bond with Ruth, and you sort of wonder if once again the birds will be split, with maybe Wendy taking Javi's side, or not exactly taking his side, but maybe siding with that thing and sort of saying, well, if Ruth's out of control, then maybe she deserves to die, and sort of playing on that end, whereas Marty might sort of look for a resolution or look to maybe save Ruth before she does something she could regret. One thing I can see happening on that side is I can see Ruth enlisting Free maybe, or Free maybe wanting to get involved, because he obviously has a lot of emotions from that point of view, losing his brother, and obviously seems to have a liking for Ruth, so I can see Free getting involved. Maybe he might be a sacrifice. That's certainly something that I could see, maybe Free getting caught in the crosshairs and going down. As I said, the birds will argue over it. I could see maybe Omar taking a neutral position where he just washes his hands of it, and I could see him saying, well, let's just see where the chips lie, because I could see maybe Marty or Wendy appealing to him to try and calm things down, maybe have a word with Javi, but I could very much see Omar just saying, no, I'm out of it now, let's just see where things lie. And I sort of have a prediction for where things might go. Now, I think there's a possibility that there could be some sort of relationship with Ruth and with Jonah, or I don't know, maybe just a close bond. So I can see again this becoming a big war, a big tension for a few episodes, where it could divide certain parts of the family. So maybe Charlotte will be more on the mother's side, but whereas Jonah, I could see, being more on Ruth's side, and he could get involved, which could put him in danger. But in the end, my prediction is, and I think Marty will step in. I think he will actually tell Maya about it. Ruth will be heading for a collision one night and heading for danger, and she won't know that Maya knows. But Maya shows up, and Maya either arrests Javi or kills him. So that's my prediction. Then Maya, with Marty's help, will take out Javi. So Ruth will be saved, at least for the time being. Now, obviously, moving on to another prediction about the birds. Obviously, a lot of tension. I can see their relationship being fractured once again. And I think Marty will ask for a divorce. I think he'll say that once this is all over, once we we're safe and we move back to Chicago, should that happen, which is obviously the plan, I think he will ask Wendy for a divorce, and once again he'll want his children to be out of the business for all. Now, I can certainly see Wendy, knowing the sort of character she is, taking this the wrong way, and I think she will try and manoeuvre Marty out of the business, try and make life very difficult, try and persuade him not to get the divorce, or at least then she wants to stay in control of the business. And I can see her using her sort of closeness with Omar, because he obviously has a thing for Wendy, and I can see Wendy playing on that, maybe in a dispute with Marty, where I think Omar could get involved and make life difficult for Marty. And not that I'm sold on this happening, but it wouldn't surprise me too much then if Wendy survives the season, then she might end up with Omar. I could see that really appealing to Wendy as a way to like retire, but also to gain power. So Omar and Wendy ending up together isn't impossible. I can't say I'm that sold on it, but I could see the dispute playing out like something like that. And but I think Wendy could promise to help like Omar sort of get released and set up his own life if he helps with Marty, and obviously they could use the lawyer as well. But I could see if things got so extreme, maybe Wendy threatening Marty's life through Omar, but we'll see. I mean, she certainly does go to extremes, and you've got to think their marriage will be at boiling point. So that's a second prediction. Prediction number 3, and I think this might be the one that I'm going most on the limb out on the limb, if I can get the words out, and that is that Rachel will return to the show for the final episodes. I don't think her story is quite done. Obviously, Marty helped her out in season 3. He actually helped her to get back on her feet, beat her habit, and it was quite a nice gesture, and it was quite nice to see her get out and survive and, have some promise there moving forward. Rachel is one of those characters I really liked, who really grew on me, and really someone you rooted for. She was like a good, honest, sort of grounded character, but you sort of have a feeling she could show up at least one more time before the show is out. So I think Rachel will return to Ozark. I think she will sense a new business proposition. I think she will offer to go into business with Marty, which could sort of reunite their spark, especially if he's at loggerheads with Ruth. Not Ruth, but with Wendy, and that could lead to some possibilities with other characters like Ruth. And I think she will present that as like one last business prospect with Marty, like she's come into some money or something and wants to work with him once again. And this could obviously lead to like some more tensions between her and Wendy. I can see Wendy, of course, maybe using Rachel's past against her to try and manoeuvre her and strong-arm her. I can see some really fiery scenes between Wendy and Rachel. There's definitely some untapped potential there. We got a little bit of a hint of that before. But I think Rachel will have the last word with Wendy, but it could lead her to get arrested in the process. Like maybe she'll go out as the victor but still be arrested, and there's still like a downside as well. So could be a tragic sort of ending, but with some promise. I think I could see Marty maybe promising to help her get released, like be a character for her, or maybe just offer to offer to get her out maybe, or help her rebuild her life. So I think Rachel could play a big part in the final knock-ins. I think she will return and play a big part in whatever goes down with the birds. So prediction number 4 concerns Mal. our favourite private detective, former disgraced cops, and that I think he will try and turn Jonah and Charlotte against the Birds, which obviously could divide them. And I think he will try and get them to like testify against their parents, maybe, which in the end I don't think they will, but I think that's a possibility. And yeah, I think he'll try and blackmail the Birds, maybe to get them to let him have some of the spoils and proceedings, but from profits from the business. But ultimately, I think they will use his drug problem and his addict's day and disgrace from police officer against him, and I think that'll be his downfall. Like, either he'll just back off, or he'll end up in prison, or something will go down, and he won't quite get his own way with the Birds. So that'll be Mel's fate, in my opinion. So prediction 5. I think with Wendy's fate possibly sealed, like at the end of the season, like the last 2 episodes, 2 or last one, I think Navarro will have revenge on his mind with Marty, and I can see the children getting in harm's way. I could see Charlotte becoming a target, like maybe a scenario where she's like kidnapped by the cartel, or she's at least put in harm's way. You just feel one of the children could be at threat potentially, and you worry that one of them could die, because I could see maybe Wendy dying or being arrested, and Marty maybe going down in the long run. But I also see a scenario where the children, or the younger people, that being Ruth, Charlotte and Jonah, may be taking it over the business in an act of desperation. Marty could go to jail, Wendy could be out of the picture one way or the other, and to sort of save like the family, to sort of save Marty or one of the parents, they have to take over, and they have to deal with the cartel and the feds one more time. So it will be like things come in full circle, and with them just having to balance the two sides, a bit like their parents had to do for all that time. And it could be one of those like I can't even say the word, like ambiguity type scenarios, where it could be then like it ends on a cliffhanger where they're taking over the business, and a bit like Marty was planning on doing, they plan on dealing with the situation but then moving on, getting out of the business and starting afresh. So I think it could be making that sort of point where in the end the children have been left to clean up the parents' mess, and they plan on getting out, but the cliffhanger is, will they get out, or will they be stuck with this life? Because you sort of feel one way or the other. Either the family as a whole will be stuck with the business and won't get out completely, or you feel maybe the children could be stuck with the life, depending on what Wendy and Marty's fate is. It's certainly hard to see Wendy maybe wanting to give up the business anyway, but that's a prediction of mine. And I think I think Ruth, Jonah and Charlotte could be saddled with like running the business at least for a while, and one more like attempt to get things back on track, and to actually like maybe save Marty, for example, from the cartel. But just to balance things out again, another idea I had, I think Maya might end up getting out, might end up sort of surviving, which I'm hoping for, because I do like her as a character, and I think maybe she will survive, but could still end up working back on like this case, like could end up dealing with the kids. And I also think Erin might show up one more time, might show up like looking for answers about her mother, and maybe considering revenge. And I think Aaron might sort of ask Jonah out. She might, well, not ask him out, but ask him to like start a new life with her. I could see that as a possibility, and who knows? I mean, Aaron could end up deep into the business as well. So those are my predictions for the end of Ozark, the final part. So let me know what you think of some of my predictions in the comments below. Like and subscribe as always. And also let me know your own predictions. How do you think the final episodes of Ozark will play out? Any predictions, any thoughts overall about how you think things could end for the show? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys again soon. Goodbye.